You speak. You think she understands. You think your words carry weight. You think your meaning is clear. But here's the truth. She doesn't. Not fully. Not always. And the gap between what you say and what she hears is where most attraction dies. Silently, without warning. Part 1. You think words are simple. You speak. You explain. You believe clarity is enough. It is not. What you say is only half the battle. The other half? How she interprets it. And interpretation is never neutral. It is filtered, shaped, colored by her mind, her emotions, her expectations. Consider this. You say, I don't want drama. You think, simple, honest, boundary set. She hears rejection, distance, coldness, and she wonders, does he really care? Intent is meaningless if perception is misaligned. This is the illusion of clarity. You assume your words land as intended, but humans are emotional creatures first, logical creatures second. Your words are weapons, or they are bridges, but only if you understand how they are heard. The emotional filter. Women interpret speech emotionally before they interpret it logically. This is not a weakness. It is nature. It is survival. Connection is coded in her perception, and men who speak mostly to convey information often miss this entirely. Example, I'm busy tonight. You intend practical, neutral, simple. She hears disinterest, avoidance, threat to connection. And even if your tone is fine, the words alone carry weight. Pauses, posture, energy, all amplify or distort the message. This is where most men fail, not in what they say, in how they are present while saying it. Intent versus perception. Men value solutions. Women value connection. You give advice. She wants empathy. You reassure her logically. She feels dismissed emotionally. This is not trickery. This is biology. The key, awareness. Understand how your speech is interpreted. Adjust your presence to match your intention. This is mastery. This is authority. Stoics call it the discipline of perception. Common pitfalls. Rushing words, speaking too fast signals insecurity. Urgency is read as neediness. Over-explaining, excessive detail signals doubt. Authority collapses under too many words. Avoiding pauses, silence is your friend. Strategic pauses give weight to your words. They force her to feel your presence. All small, all subtle, but together, they change everything. Nonverbal layer. Words are only 30% of communication. Tone, posture, gaze, and presence carry the remaining 70%. Consider this. You speak confidently but slouch. You assert boundaries but avoid eye contact. What you intend is lost. What she hears is doubt, hesitation, weakness. Authority is not in the words themselves. Authority is in alignment, voice, body, presence. Words amplify it. The Stoics understood this. Mastery of self reflects in every action, every gesture, every word. The gap between thought and reception. Most men do not understand this gap. They think, I said it, she should understand. She may not. She filters. Every word is colored by past experiences, emotional state, expectations. Example, I value my freedom. You mean independence, self-mastery, space to grow. She hears detachment, coldness, maybe even lack of commitment. You see the pattern. Intent does not equal perception. Words are not truth. They are signals, and signals are interpreted. Always. Why less is more. Overcommunication is death for attraction. Too many words dilute weight. Too much explanation invites skepticism. Silence adds power. Pauses build presence. A man who speaks deliberately commands attention. A man who rushes loses authority. Stoics mastered this naturally. Marcus Aurelius did not need to explain himself to be heard. Every word was measured, intentional, weighted by presence. Your goal, emulate this. Slow speech, deliberate energy, calculated impact, mastering the delivery. Slow down your pace. Let her process not only your words, but your energy. Use pauses. Let a point settle before continuing. Match tone to intent. Warmth for empathy, firmness for boundaries. Observe reactions, adjust, but do not compromise your core message. Leave room for curiosity. Over-explaining kills intrigue. Every interaction becomes an experiment. Every word, a test of alignment between intent and perception. Every pause, an amplifier of authority. Most men speak without awareness. They think their words are sufficient. They assume clarity equals connection. It does not. The gap between what you say and what she hears, that gap determines attraction, respect, desire. If you master it, your words gain weight. Your presence becomes undeniable. Your authority unmistakable. Pause. Reflect. Observe yourself. Notice how she reacts. Notice the unspoken signals. Your words are only part of the story. Your presence, your tone, your pauses tell the rest. Part 2. You now understand the gap, the space between what you say and what she hears. But knowing the gap is only the beginning. The true mastery comes when you close it. When your words, tone, and presence move as one. When your speech commands attention and she feels it. Section 1. Translating intent into perception. Words alone do not create impact. Intent alone does not ensure understanding. Impact is created when intent, tone, and energy align. Example, you want her to know you value her. You could say, I care about you. Simple, direct, clear. But how do you deliver it? Speak slowly. Let each word carry weight. Pause after I care. Let her process it. Maintain calm, confident eye contact. Let your posture reinforce presence. The words themselves are small. The delivery, tone, pauses, alignment is everything. A single phrase said with presence resonates deeper than a paragraph said without it. Section 2. Silence is power. Most men fear silence. They fill it with words, explanations, justifications. Do not. Silence is your ally. It forces reflection. It allows your presence to speak. Example, she asks, do you care about me? Do not rush to explain. Pause. Look her in the eye. Speak when the moment feels full. Your calm presence answers her more than your words ever could. Stoic principle. The strongest statements are often unspoken. Presence outweighs verbosity. Weight exceeds quantity. Section 3. Misinterpreted confidence. Loud speech is often mistaken for authority. Fast speech is mistaken for decisiveness. But women do not hear loudness as confidence. They hear insecurity masked by ego. True authority, slow, deliberate speech, measured pauses, controlled energy, every word weighted with intent. Observe. Men who rush often stumble in meaning. Women notice. Even subconsciously, their respect diminishes. Attraction wanes. Authority is calm, controlled, unshakable. It is not loud, it is precise. Section 4. Practical techniques to bridge the gap. Speak slower than usual. It signals control, confidence, and thoughtfulness. Strategic pauses. Emphasize key points. Let her energy respond. Match tone to message. Warmth, firmness, or neutrality depending on context. Observe. Don't react. Watch how she responds. Adjust your energy, not your message. Leave room for curiosity. Let her wonder. Over-explaining kills intrigue. Reinforce with presence, posture, gestures, eye contact, calm breathing. Mastering these techniques is not about trickery. It is about alignment. When what you mean, what you say, and how you project are unified, attraction becomes effortless. Respect becomes automatic. Section 5. Why men fail. Most men fail not because of their words. They fail because their energy contradicts their speech. Example, he says, I value my freedom. But he fidgets, stammers, avoids eye contact. She hears insecurity, hesitation, doubt. Example, he says, I care about you, but he speaks too quickly, leans forward aggressively, over-explains. She hears neediness, pressure, obligation. Energy undermines words. Your internal state dictates perception more than your vocabulary. This is why mastery of self is critical. Stoics understood mastery of self equals mastery of presence, mastery of speech. Section 6. The power of words when aligned. When words and presence align, every statement carries weight. Every pause builds tension. Every glance communicates authority and interest. Example, I enjoy being with you. Delivered slowly, with calm energy, presence reinforced by posture and eye contact. She feels value, security, desire. No need for over-explaining, pleading, or proving. Alignment turns simple words into instruments of influence. Misalignment turns eloquence into noise. Section 7. Advanced observations. Notice subtle reactions. A pause before responding shows thoughtfulness, signals control. Mirroring tone or energy without copying conveys empathy. Occasional quiet intensity shifts the dynamic. She leans in, subconsciously drawn. Observe yourself. Are your words heavy with ego or clarity? Are you speaking to impress or to communicate? Are you projecting calm or nervousness? This self-awareness separates men who succeed in connection from those who fail silently. Section 8. Closing the gap in everyday conversation. Start with calm presence. Take a breath. Center yourself. Speak with purpose. Every word has reason. Pause after meaningful statements. Let her energy respond. Observe and adapt energy, not words. Clarity remains constant. Perception adjusts. End with silence when possible. Presence lingers longer than words. Over time, this transforms interactions. Misunderstandings shrink. Respect grows. Attraction strengthens. You are no longer just a man who speaks. You are a man whose presence, words, and energy command attention. A man whose intentions are clear, not by explanation, but by alignment. Section 9. The Stoic mindset behind words. Words are reflections of self. Presence is the silent measure of discipline. Every interaction is a mirror. She does not only hear what you say, she reads your internal state. Stoic practice. Control what is within your power, your words, your energy, your presence. You cannot control perception completely, but you can control alignment, and alignment creates influence. A calm, deliberate man shapes reality through speech and presence. He speaks less, but with authority. He pauses strategically, letting energy speak. He observes, adapts, but does not compromise core intention. Section 10. Final reflections and takeaways. Women hear differently than men assume. Emotional filters, perception, and energy distort meaning. Authority comes from alignment, not verbosity. Strategic pauses, slow speech, and deliberate energy close the gap. Over time, mastery of this skill transforms not only attraction but presence in every area of life. Speak deliberately, observe silently, pause intentionally, master your energy, and your words will carry power beyond their literal meaning. Authority is silent. Confidence is calm. Attraction is effortless when intention and perception align. Watch how you speak. Observe how she reacts. Align your words with your presence. Master this skill, and you will never wonder why your words fall flat again. Subscribe for more insights into masculine presence, authority, and communication.